Some of you may be familiar with this Economist magazine cover that I've talked about in the past, and this was connected to a world currency. Now, there was a lot of talk connecting this to the blockchain and cryptocurrency and the rise of it in 2018. And as you can see, it said 2018 on the chest of this phoenix, so to speak. And this phoenix was rising from the ashes of all this fiat that was burning below it, symbolizing the destruction of all this currency and the rise of a one world currency. And this is something that would go hand in hand with a one world order, a system ran globally, basically knocking down any borders, any barriers. And to get there, there could be many different ways, and they could take steps, as they've mentioned, in introducing certain types of coins in different blocks to where, let's just say, if the US dollar ever did fall, there's already a plan in place to introduce an Amero. Okay, now whether they go forth with that is yet to be seen. But one thing that they did introduce here was blockchain technology. It's kind of slid under the radar with crypto catching most of the attention. But in this instance, what they're talking about has nothing to do with cryptocurrency, and they don't even mention blockchain one time. What they're talking about is an SDR. It is one of the most underused instruments of international cooperation and basically like money being used out here on the world stage, and most people do not know that it exists. Back in 2008 when we had the big crisis, you ever wonder how we came up out of it? Well, the IMF issued in 2009, right after the crisis, $250 billion in SDRs to help alleviate the issues. So it shows right there, it is a hidden mechanism, reserved, sitting on the shelf, used whenever they want. It's been around for at least 50 years, quietly sitting there. Now, if you were to connect something like this with, say, blockchain, now they've got something that they can use globally and roll out anywhere, anyhow, and track anything, including us, with it. This SDR is ran by the IMF, not the United States and their Federal Reserve. The IMF, this is the IMF that chooses who gets into that basket, just like they allowed China to get in there recently in the past few years or so. So, interesting that they're talking about a one world currency here in this piece. Wanted to shed some light on it. I'm going to leave a link so you guys can read into the details here of this and learn a little bit more about this SDR. You'll hear me talking about it more in the future, that's for sure. This SDR stands for Special Drawing Right, and it was created 50 years ago. So, I'm going to leave a link. Follow me on Twitter for more. It's been Dabu7. Peace.